Right, so should I do paid ads or stick to organic social media content? Good question in terms of if the person is already doing organic social media, and that's the assumption that I'd make from this kind of question, which is good. This, to say that they're going to asking if they're going to stick to it, it means that they're already doing it currently, which is good, which is a good basis actually for paid ads, because when you run paid ads, people who click on the ads and tap on the ads or whatever, they'll be looking at the social media a lot of the time as well, and seeing if you're a real company, checking the reviews, checking the social proof, checking the case studies, looking for videos of you and if you've got a team and things like that. So that's a good foundation. But should you do it? Should you do it? So the answer is it depends. And what I would say is there's these three pillars of marketing that I speak about. Outbound, make that bold. Paid ads, make that bold as well. And organic. So outbound, I would include cold calling or telemarketing, cold email outreach, DMs, anything where you're contacting the prospect and looking at introducing them into your pipeline. And the next one is paid ads. So paid ads, PPC, Google Ads, your Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc. That kind of thing. And then your organic SEO, organic social media. Those two really. So what I would say is, I'm always looking at trying to educate a prospect, I suppose, into challenging what they're doing day to day in terms of look. So we've made the accurate assumption from this question that they're already doing organic social media. So how many hours a day they're doing the social media? A couple of hours a day. Is that what they really should be doing, or should they actually be working on the business? Is that something that somebody else could do? And is there something else that they're not doing because they're doing that, which only they can do in the business actually at that stage? So I would challenge that as well. They've obviously come to me to talk about paid ads, and they're obviously already doing organic, but I want to peel back the layers and just take a like an overarching view on it and see if they also need some help with the organic as well. So I suppose an upsell, yeah, but I'm actually looking at challenging whether it is the best use of their time as well. And yeah, and if you can free up some of their time to work on high leverage tasks, then you are doing your job and not just being a commoditized order taker by client. Prospect says, oh, do you run paid ads? Can you help me? Yeah, that's fine. When you want to start, there should be a conversation. There should be some asking certain questions like, well, why do you want to run paid ads? What are you going to do when the paid ads do well? What's your infrastructure like? Are you going to be able to recruit? Do you want to recruit? Or are you just going to switch the ads off when you get busy enough, and then you want to switch them back on in a few months, and then there's going to be the waste really as you have to start again with the Google AI and stuff like that. And so it's setting these boundaries, having these conversations, understanding the vision and the why and all that kind of stuff. The other thing I'd say is this idea of a time audit. So what is that? Let's make an assumption of a micro business, sole proprietor kind of one person business kind of thing, where what are they doing day to day? Are they just doing what they feel like doing? Have they got a default diary? Are they planning tomorrow today and all that kind of thing? And again, is paid ads good, the best thing for them at this time? So yeah, what I would say, and I would say this is the definitive framework that I would use If the answer to the question of are you time poor and money rich is yes, I would say, right, so you're obviously flat out on doing your outbound, and you're obviously flat out on doing your organic. So yeah, you are time poor and money rich, so you need to spend some of your money and now do the paid ads as well. So that's one thing. If they are time rich and money poor, then I would say that they're probably not doing enough organic and outbound. So I would probably take the paid ads out of the equation. But this is a little bit more nuanced as well, and I'm going to kind of flip this and to say, look, can they free up all the time and just do the paid ads and not even bother with the organic at all? Because this is kind of a different question now, isn't it? It's almost like, should I sack off organic social media and just do paid ads? And the answer to that is no. The two go hand in hand, because when somebody clicks or taps on a paid ad, they're then going to have a look at your social media a lot of the time, see if you're a real person, see if you're a real company, see if you've got any videos and things like that, and that's where you're building your know, like, and trust comes in, and building your personal brand and all that good stuff. So yeah, you want to do your organic and your paid ads together, and I'd say you want to do your organic before your paid ads, and I'd also, so there's a sequence to that, and then I'd also say if you're doing outbound as well, then, and I would suggest doing that, because outbound can be quicker, and then but organic can be slower, as in terms of results. And then paid ads is quick, but you need money for it. With outbound and organic, you mostly just need time. So that's the way it works. Now, in terms of like a service-based business, you've got kind of three main functions, three departments if you want. So you've got marketing, you've got your sales, and you've got your service delivery. So how does that all fit into this? And these are all in order, by the way. So this is our client finds you, the marketing. This is how you close them, nurture and close them, make them a client, take the first payment, and then you've got your service delivery, how we actually do the thing that you promised them. So these things are the three most important in any service business, and I think, it's my opinion, that any business owner should be doing these two and this, and do it all themselves initially, but then when they get really busy and they can't really take on much more work, but they've got a little bit more time to train somebody, and they're charging enough to be able to pay somebody and make a profit, that's when they need to set somebody on to do some of this. And they'll still be doing some of this. They won't be able to probably get somebody doing all of that and concentrate all on that, but they might be able to save themselves 20 hours a week and then be able to concentrate back on that to then grow the company further, to then set on somebody else to save them another 20 hours. And that's usually how it works. So I'd say recruit for that first, or hire for service delivery first, and then also have a vision of what you actually want to be doing in the company, in your company at a certain level. So that's quite important too. So you're hiring in the opposite direction, really. And then when it gets to when you've completely taken all your service delivery off your hands, and when you get to the point of being able to hire managers to manage the team of for service delivery, then the manager can go and hire their own people anyway. So that's pretty much can be taken care of, and then you can start hiring for like a closer, like in terms of sales and this. But I think marketing's the last thing that you hire for. I think a lot of business owners do fail because the marketing is poor and they just want to do the service delivery, and they almost want to just outsource these two as well. And that's one of the reasons why they have peaks and troughs as well. So they'll do the sales and marketing, then they'll get the clients, then they'll do the service delivery, kind of forget about the marketing and sales, and then get to the point of the service delivery. So back to how this actually relates to this question in terms of should I do paid ads. I would say that a lot of businesses in the early stages should actually use their time, because a lot of that will be a learning experience as well, and it's often not as brutal as well as paid ads can be, in terms of you put an organic post out there and it doesn't do well, you wasted some time. As I said, time's a precious commodity that you can't get back of, but then if you've got limited cash, then you are better off spending that time on doing that. So it's almost like it happens a bit more in slow motion with the organic, if that makes sense. And also the outbound's important too. So actually, what's interesting about cold calling, and I'm a big believer in cold calling, is that it actually prepares you for the sales. So let's say that cold calling is part of marketing, no doubt about it. But then when you actually, let's say the objective of the cold call is to get the prospect onto a Zoom meeting, then that's sales. So if you already spoke to them on the phone and found out about some of their needs, then it actually prepares you a lot more for sales, especially if you're not used to. It can be daunting doing a meeting with a client, kind of early on. So we're a prospect, sorry. So yeah. So marketing can feed into the sales in terms of your confidence and in terms of speaking with conviction as well. So have I got a definitive answer to should I do paid ads or stick to organic social media? I would say that it does depend. Some businesses do really well doing paid ads straight away, but I would say you've got to be kind of almost like not too bothered about potentially blowing a few grand, a couple of grand potentially, to test the thing. And can you test it with organic at a slower pace by doing that? And I'm not talking about putting a post out and then boosting it, because boosted posts on Facebook, for example, they're just really the people who are going to engage with those and like those. They're just going to be people who want to like posts. They're not going to be like quality leads or anything like that. So if that's what you're optimizing for, that's what you're actually going to get. You're just going to get a boosted post. You're not going to get leads from it. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, if you're not that confident with your offer, and if you don't have things in place like your risk reversal and case studies, video testimonials and things like that, then I wouldn't even start on paid ads. But if you have got all your marketing assets lined up, and I'm saying done is better than perfect as well. I'm not saying procrastinate and go for the perfectionism with it. Get started, but make sure you've got minimum viable kind of product there, in terms of you've got your testimonials, you've got your video testimonials, you've got your landing page, you've got your video sales letter, you've got your offer, that quantifiable result, and before you actually even start on it, you've done your research as well, so you know what's out there being offered to the market in terms of your competition and things like that, and you keep on top of that as well. And that's why it's so important that you do your marketing yourself, for a long while, really. And I think you're probably always doing it because you want to keep your eyes and ears open, and nice and top down. But you also want to have a big level of detail, and definitely know your numbers as well, and your KPIs, and kind of any warning signs that things need cutting, in terms of spend and things like that. So yeah, should you do paid ads, or stick to your organic social media? I know a lot of people say that they wish that they start doing paid ads earlier. Paid ads is certainly can be quite quick to market, but just make sure that you've got good product to market fit, and often, that's through your market research, that's through just literally seeing things from your ideal client's perspective as well, and yeah, so not mutually exclusive. Need to do your organic social media if you're doing your paid ads, especially need to do it when you're doing your paid ads, because the two go hand in hand. Like I said, somebody will have a look at your ad, and then probably have a look at your social media, your organic social media profiles as well. Check you out online, Google you, find your website and stuff like that. Always surprise me when people don't have at least some kind of website, even if it's just a one-page landing page, something like that, and they just predominantly stick to Facebook. I mean, what if your account gets banned, but you don't have access to your list anymore, anything like that? So get your list into something that you own, something that nobody can take away from you. That's definitely something. So there might be another question: should I do paid ads before I've got my own website or whatever? Even if you're doing Facebook lead gen ads and stuff like that, you'll want to have a link to your privacy policy and stuff like that. Yeah, let's wrap it up then by saying, should I do paid ads or stick to organic social media content? It does depend. I'm not sitting on the fence. And what does it depend on? It depends on if you've got the cash to keep putting the investment into the paid ads until they become profitable. Will they become profitable? They'll become profitable, but nobody can really tell you over what time frame, and that's something that I'm often asked, really. And if you work in a niche, then it can be easy, because if you work with 10 other clients in that same niche, then you'll have a good idea how much what kind of results you can get to them. If you kind of spread yourself a bit thin with you maybe niche shopping, or you're in different industries, then it can be a bit more difficult. But you can kind of there are some business types that you can kind of say, well, we've done well with that type of business, so that'll probably transfer over in terms of knowledge and potentially results. But even when you niche, you can a new location, that can take a while to there might be some nuances or some variables which affect that as well. So I'm thinking, like, if you've got an aesthetics clinic in the sticks somewhere, in the country, and it doesn't have as much footfall as kind of a city centre one in an affluent area as well, which in an area that's known for people wanting aesthetics treatment as well, then there is going to be some difference. So it can be the exact same business type but in a different location and have drastically different results in terms of ads and things like that. So even across niches, which it's common sense really. Location's important, isn't it? In terms of that, it's just fewer people in a local business area where they rely on the footfall, they rely on people only wanting to travel so far in terms of geographical proximity, then that's where you are going to have those variances in terms of the marketing results. So yeah, should I do paid ads or stick to organic social media content? I think that everybody should do paid ads, even if they've just got a small budget of like £5 a day, and it should get some ads out there, and test the waters with it. They obviously work. Well, I know they work, but people wouldn't do it. There wouldn't be whole industries, for PPC and paid ads on Facebook, Instagram, etc. If it didn't work, so that's common sense. So even if you can't get inside my head, where I know it works because I run campaigns for businesses, then you've got to look at the industry and think, well, if it didn't work, why would people be doing it? I mean, go on the Facebook ads library and just look at the dates that ads started running. So if somebody started running the ads 6 months ago and still running the ad, then they're not going to be throwing 6 months worth of money away, are they? They must be profitable. So think about it that way in terms of common sense. There's loads of other questions which I'll cover as well. I mean, I think the next one that I'm going to do, that could be, should you run Google PPC or Facebook ads? Because I think that's quite an interesting one. So I'll do that next. So by the time this video has been published, this next video that I've just thought of will be there, so you can do a bit of a binge watch if you want. So yeah, see you soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you next time.